Tip top, hello hip hop. This your man Raynard, dude. You tuning in to DIRadioCast.com. Believe that, shouty? Say word.
Why you keep giving your music away for free? How you supposed to get money?
We are everything that we doing right now. No trend sets us or locks us down. Unstoppable sound. Palms bloody and open for you to see God's breath quailing. Do you believe?
This is Africa Allah of DIRadioCast, Game Face Media, and we're at FraserNet conference in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, tell me, what's your name?
I'm Bri Rice. They call me Miss Bri. I work for Mr. George Fraser at FraserNet. I am his customer service specialist, and I am there to register you for the Power Networking Conference or handle any kind of business or concerns that you have about FraserNet.
Now, tell me a little bit about FraserNet for those of us that don't know.
Mr. Fraser is we call him the guru of the power networking, because he has been in power networking business and connecting people with people for over 25 years.
Your name is?
Kyle Fraser.
Really? Are you related to him?
Yes, he's
Oh, wow. That's even greater.
He's charged.
So tell us a little bit about this Fraser guys, and not because he's your father. Don't embellish now.
No, he started about 20 years ago with doing local networking events called FraserNet, where he would bring in a national speaker or people of renown to come in and talk to his audience about the importance of building relationships and getting together to get ahead. And from that, he started a resource guide. The events, which were called FraserNet, started in Cleveland and basically grew out towards all throughout the East Coast, Midwest, and a little bit down south and out west. At some point, somebody said, "Hey, you know what you're talking about. Maybe you should write a book about what you're talking about," which is where Success Runs and our race came from. And that's kind of how he got his where he began speaking and doing the whole author thing. And it has grown from local events and local resource guides, the Success Guide, to a national conference, the Power Networking Conference, and a national resource guide, Success Guide, the 20th edition.
Okay.
So, it's he just at some point along the way became that guy known as, if you want to talk to somebody about building effective relationships and effective networking, economic development in the black community, you need to call this Fraser guy.
The Fraser guy. Okay, now I noticed that a lot of things have the theme of race. So is this predominantly for the African Americans, or is this a minority-based type of?
It is actually predominantly for African Americans.
And why so much focus on one particular race?
Because initially that was his audience, that is who he was speaking to, that is whom he deeply, passionately cares for, and to a degree, whether it was now or 20 years ago, we needed the most help, and really the idea is just about working, not being dependent on other people, the Chinese do it, the Chinese work with each other, and the Jewish people do it, they work with each other, and Russians, they work with each other. So, it's this idea of taking, Italians, they work with each other. So this idea of, getting together to get ahead, agreeing to work with and through each other. And by that, we would bring up the entire community together. through each other. So, he just has like a deep, abiding love for black folks. It's where his heart is. He wants to help them, help us. I'm doing pretty good.
Now,
and that's my story.
as the son of Mr. Fraser, that man, how has relationship building with family been for him? I mean, from your perspective, not,
Well, how's relationship building with family? Well, I mean,
yes, because a lot of people that hold high influence, they work so much in the public light that they kind of don't have enough time to dedicate to the family. So how has he been able to balance both family life and?
Well, my folks have been married for 36 years.
Awesome.
They are still together. I do have a little brother who lives with his fiance out in Las Vegas. That having been said, there was, times, where, he speaks about 100 times a year. One of the things he frequently talks about is all the airline miles that he's racked up, traveling from one city to the other. When he comes out with his books, he goes on little book tours. So there was a time where he'd be gone for a week, 2 weeks, even one time a month. He was going away a month. But and he works very hard. But to him, it doesn't feel like work. He's doing what he loves, and as our family, I mean, he's built something incredible over the past 20 years. And has it been tough to a degree? But any successful person doesn't build their success, sitting around. I think any, if you look at some of the other really successful people out there, traveling is part of the business, so it's just part of the deal. We make a conscious decision as a family. It's like picking your battles. Are you gonna argue that he's gone, or might not be there as much? Then he can come back and say, like, the house and the cars and the way that we live. So it's just part of the deal.
Okay. Now, what have you gained from your father's success and years of knowledge? And I mean, personal gain, any type of information. Do you think that his relationships, professional and personal, have been able to afford you a better understanding of business and so forth?
Absolutely. I worked with him for 8 years. Really until the economy tanked. To a bit of a degree, beat my head against the wall when they didn't. When I didn't agree with all the decisions, or didn't feel like he was listening to me enough, because him and his partner, they're old school, but they've been captains of their ship for 20 years. So, but I learned a lot. Nothing was withheld. I was exposed to anything I wanted to know. I couldn't be a part of it. It was invaluable in the person that I am today. And I've learned a lot in how to deal with people, how to work with and through other people. And it's a person I don't think it has for any more type of solid foundation than what I received growing up as a kid and growing up as a businessman, working with them for the 8 years that I did. It was something I always had.
Okay. All right. Well, this is Africa Allah of DIRadioCast.com, and we're at FraserNet, and I'm speaking to Mr. Fraser's son.
Tip top, hello hip hop. This your man Raynard, dude. You tuning in to DIRadioCast.com. Believe that, shouty? Say word.
Why you keep giving your music away for free? How you supposed to get money?
We are everything that we doing right now. No trend sets us or locks us down. Unstoppable sound. Palms bloody and open for you to see God's breath quailing. Do you believe